All right, some breaking sports news for you. CNBC's Alex Sherman joins us with more. Hey, Alex.
Hey, Becky. Yeah, so get ready for a slew of ESPN news today. Just minutes ago, ESPN coming out saying that it's kind of bet the company direct-to-consumer service will be launched on August 21st. This is the $29.99 per month new streaming service that ESPN has been touting really for several years now. It's going to be basically everything ESPN has to offer and more new bells and whistles around fantasy sports and betting and personalized sports center. All of this will be digital, and it will be outside of the cable bundle. For the first time ever, you can access everything ESPN has to offer outside of the cable bundle. That'll happen starting on August 21st, in time for the start of the football season. That's story number one. Breaking news story number two. The WWE is heading to ESPN. This is sort of a merger of if ESPN stands for entertainment sports, that's the E and the S. This, I suppose, is the entertainment side of that. These are 10 of WWE's premium live events. So think about WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam. These are for the wrestling fans in the house watching us. 10 of these events coming to WWE. I'm told Disney paying $325 million per year over 5 years for the U.S. rights to these events. This package had previously been on our parent company streaming service, Peacock. They will now move to ESPN in time for the start of the 2026 calendar year.
So huge on both those counts, but let's start with the streaming service for ESPN over the top. You don't need cable anymore. What happened with the cable rights that allowed them? Did they finally expire and get to the point where they could do that? And what does it mean for the cable bundle writ large?
Yeah, so ESPN wants to be agnostic on this, meaning that this new direct-to-consumer service that will exist, ESPN will start to do deals with the current pay TV providers that will allow, in fact, they're already kind of baked in, that will allow you to get access to the service if you are a subscriber to that cable service. So that's going to be the end game here. In other words, you will authenticate yourself if you are a cable subscriber, and you'll have access to the direct-to-consumer service, so you won't need to pay that extra $30 a month, and you'll get access to all the bells and whistles I just talked about.
No, I just mean what happens to
ESPN
the cable.
doesn't want you canceling.
Right, they don't want you canceling. It's in their interest to keep it because they still get a lot from the cable providers doing this. But I just wonder how consumers do that, given how many consumers have been dropping off cable to begin with.
Look, this is the question, Becky. You hit it, which is that ESPN wants this product to be a product that appeals to the non-cable subscriber universe out there. However many tens of millions of U.S. households no longer subscribe to cable, that now will have a way to get ESPN. What we don't know is how many current cable subscribers will cancel their subscription to sign up to this new ESPN direct-to-consumer service, and then maybe they pair it with Netflix or Amazon, and they end up paying quite a bit less than what they're paying today for current cable TV because they're willing to live without everything else. That's what we're about to find out with the launch of this, and it's the big media question because it not only affects ESPN, it affects every single media company that ties themselves to the linear cable bundle. Of course, this is a story that's been playing out for more than 10 years at this point, where millions of Americans cancel cable each year. But now that ESPN is out of the bundle, or a way that you can access it out of the bundle, I should say, they're still in the bundle, but at least you can get ESPN out of the bundle, how many more customers will cancel traditional cable? That is the big question that we're about to finally have an answer to, or at least inklings to an answer to, in the months to come.
And we're getting Disney earnings a little later this morning. Ahead of that, though, on this news, the stock's already up 3 1/3%. That looks like a pretty healthy sign that Wall Street's okay with this, at least as far as Disney's concerned.
Look, there's one more data point to add into this, which is that late last night, Disney announced officially that it is doing a deal with the NFL, where the NFL is going to take a 10% stake in ESPN. So that may also be playing into the upward movement of the stock today. It's possible investors take a look at that deal and say, look, now that we know that the NFL is taking a stake in ESPN, there's some security baked in there that the NFL is in this for the long term. And if we at least know that there's going to be some NFL rights on ESPN, we're more confident for the long-term sustainability of this company as it fights off the Netflixes and the Apples and the YouTubes and the Amazons who are all hunting for more and more NFL game rights.